The purpose of the Tanager Project is to determine the effect of forest fragmentation on the presence and success of breeding tanagers in North America. The counts that you will be conducting rely on your ability to distinguish the songs and calls of the Scarlet Tanager or Summer Tanager from other forest birds that you will encounter in your area. That was the song of the Scarlet Tanager. The Scarlet Tanager breeds from Canada southward through Tennessee and parts of the Carolinas and Arkansas. That was the song of the Summer Tanager. This tanager species breeds in the southern United States. Its breeding range overlaps the Scarlet Tanager's range in the mid-Atlantic region. If one or both of these birds sound familiar, you're well on your way to conducting your first count for Project Tanager. If they don't sound familiar, don't be too concerned. This training tape will equip you with the skills necessary to separate the songs and calls of the Scarlet and Summer Tanagers from similar-sounding species. The songs of the Scarlet and Summer Tanager may be confused with the songs of 4 other species. These are the American robin, the rose-breasted grosbeak, the red-eyed vireo, and the yellow-throated vireo. We'll listen to each of these species' songs, then we'll fine-tune our ears on each song individually. See if you can detect differences in the length, rhythm, pitch, or timing of the phrases in each song. First, the Scarlet Tanager. Second, the Summer Tanager. Third, the American robin. Fourth, the rose-breasted grosbeak. Fifth, the red-eyed vireo. And finally, the yellow-throated vireo. These birds all sing songs made up of short, repetitive phrases that tend to have a typical rising and falling pattern. Let's go back to the robin song, which is perhaps the best known. We might characterize it as a cheerful carol consisting of several short, varied up and down phrases. Think of the bird as saying, cheer up, cheerily, cheerio, cheery up. Songs tend to be 2 to 3 seconds in length, with noticeable pauses in between. While the Scarlet Tanager's song might also be described as a series of short up and down phrases, this bird has a raspy or gravelly voice compared with the robin. In fact, the Scarlet Tanager's song has often been likened to a robin singing with a sore throat. Think of the tanager as saying, zir, zirit, zero, ziri. Also notice that the Scarlet Tanager tends to have longer pauses of several seconds or more between song outbursts. The next species we'll learn to identify in this group is the Summer Tanager. His song lacks the overall raspy quality of the Scarlet Tanager and tends to be shorter and softer than the song of the robin. If you listen carefully, you will hear one or two phrases in each song outburst that have a slightly harsh quality. Next is the rose-breasted grosbeak. This bird sings a joyful, jubilant whistling song. In contrast to the Scarlet Tanager's imitation of a robin with a sore throat, the rose-breasted grosbeak sounds like a robin that's taken voice lessons. His song has a distinctly rich quality, and the phrases often slur together and run on, creating a lengthy song with fewer separate phrases than the robin, scarlet, or summer tanager. Now let's review these four species. First, the raspy, gravelly, zir, zirit, zero song of the Scarlet Tanager. Next, the robin's clear, cheer up, cheerily phrases. The softer, sweeter song of the Summer Tanager. And the rich, slurred, whistling song of the rose-breasted grosbeak. The last two species in this sound-alike group of songsters are both vireos. First is the red-eyed vireo. He also sings in phrases, but the phrases are more clipped or abrupt than any of the species we've listened to so far. Listen to his evenly spaced, monotonous, here I am, where are you, here I am, where are you, endlessly repeated almost mechanically as many as 200 times in a 15-minute interval. The red-eyed vireo is an endurance singer and sings emphatically even in the middle of the day, long after the dawn chorus has died down. Our final species, the yellow-throated vireo, is the vireo most likely to be confused with a tanager because it sings with the same raspy quality. His song has a similar cadence as the red-eyed vireo, but his slurred phrases are lazier, lower in pitch, and huskier in quality. His phrases have distinct pauses between them and sound something like 3A, 3A, or ZA, ZA. Now let's review these 6 species again. Remember to compare phrase length, tonal quality, rhythm, and pause length as you listen to each song. First, the clear, cheer-up, cheerily phrases of the robin. Next, the raspy, gravelly, zir, zirit, zero song of the Scarlet Tanager. The soft, sweet song of the Summer Tanager. The rich, slurred, whistling song of the rose-breasted grosbeak. The monotonous, mechanical, red-eyed vireo. And finally, the harsh, husky voice of the yellow-throated vireo. Now that you have a handle on the songs, there are 2 more things you need to know. These are the call notes of the Scarlet Tanager and Summer Tanager, which are the most diagnostic features of these birds' repertoires. The Scarlet Tanager's call note is a sharp chip followed by a lower buzzy note. Chick-bree or chip-burr. Sometimes the chip is uttered alone. Here's the call. In addition, female Scarlet Tanagers may give a soft, more musical call. This may serve as a contact call by a bird near its nest. The Summer Tanager's typical call note is a distinctive staccato piti-tuck. This call is variable. It may be shortened to pitak or lengthened if the bird is particularly agitated. Now that you're experienced with the songs and calls of the tanager species in your region, let's listen to the songs and call notes of the brown-headed cowbird. One of the goals of Project Tanager is to determine if cowbirds are also present in the tanager habitats you will visit. So learning cowbird vocalizations is very important. The most frequently heard song, given by the male cowbird, consists of several high-pitched, bubbly sounds, followed by a high, squeaky whistle. Often this song is given by several males together. The birds typically bow their heads and droop their wings in a display to attract a female. When a female cowbird does join the display, she often gives her chatter call in unison with the songs of the males. Occasionally, cowbirds gather in large flocks, and their combined songs and chatters can create quite a cacophony. In addition to their bubbly songs, male cowbirds utter a variety of high-pitched whistles, which are also given by the birds in flight. When the female cowbirds are by themselves, perhaps searching for the nests of other birds, their presence is betrayed by their characteristic chatter calls. The surest way to confirm that cowbird parasitism is taking place is to find a fledgling cowbird being fed by an unsuspecting parent. Listen to the distinctive, buzzy begging calls of this baby cowbird. These calls are usually louder and more persistent than the begging calls of other birds. Notice also how these calls become more intense as food is delivered by the parent, in this case, a song sparrow. By locating the source of this begging at your study sites, you may discover if the unfortunate host is indeed a tanager. Now that you're an expert, quiz yourself. The following section of this tape contains songs and calls identified only by numbers. See how well you can identify each numbered section and check your answers with the key in the Project Tanager instruction booklet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 12. 13. 14. Just kidding.